like I got in touch with the skydiving company. We literally rigged cameras on this one skydiver.
You have to make decisions fast. You have to go quick. So there is no, man, I don't know if we could achieve that. I don't know if we could do this. I don't know if I'm ready. It's like, you have to be ready.
Imagine having just 72 hours and absolutely no budget to write, shoot, and edit a complete short film. Today on the Colorado Business Podcast, David Chavez and Jacob Rivera unpack the wild growth of the Kick-Ass Film Festival.
The first year was kind of like, hey, let's just have fun. Let's figure it out. We sold out. Like the theater itself sold out. And we started from 8 teams to now we had 46 teams.
What is that like working with a bunch of creatives and giving them a hard deadline?
The thing about the 72 hour that's beautiful is there is no procrastination.
Is that 72 hours just production? Like, so how much time do you have for post? Is that part of post-production also involved in the 70?
Everything.
Holy.
Literally, we're like, this is your, you got this, and this you have to have in the film. Go. Time starts. And we expect it to be submitted 72 hours on the dot.
Welcome back to the Colorado Business Podcast, #1 business podcast in Colorado.
And soon the world.
Yes, sir. Who is our highlighted sponsor for today's episode?
Our highlighted sponsor is Proud American Electrical and Solar. You can check them out at proudamericansolar.com. I forgot the last part.
The .com part?
Yeah,
man. All right. Fair enough. All right. Well, David Chavez, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was kind of a last minute kind of getting you in here, but thank you so much for coming on. Obviously, you're a co-founder of the Kick-Ass Film Festival, which just submitted their deadline, I think, yesterday. So we caught you at quite a fun time to kind of come on the show.
And it's been a fun weekend, just getting messages left and right, and kind of like, even at 1 a.m., I'm getting something where it's like, hey, the paperwork, and it's like, all right, guys, like, here you go. Here's the paperwork. Let's do it. And I go back to sleep, and it's another one. But luckily, I have Jacob, who's my co-founder, and he helps out balance that out.
He just walked in, actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Look at him. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Where do you want him to sit, Edgar? You want him to sit over by you, behind the camera?
Yeah.
We'll get you over here for now.
What's
Yeah.
up, Jacob?
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. So I have Jacob to do it with, and it's a funny story how it came about. I mean, we started together in Up Pueblo, and he was doing all the graphics and marketing kind of stuff. I was doing all the videos and photos, and everybody there was kind of like, oh, let's do something fun. And we had other friends who were doing like music videos, and so Jacob's like, what do you want to do? And something that always interested me was a film festival, because growing up, I participated in so many, and I always hated that I paid over $100 to do a film, and then the experience was like a $25 experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I hated it as a filmmaker, and I know other filmmakers are frustrated. So I told him like my vision of what I wanted to do, kind of like bring Hollywood to us. And luckily he's a talented individual, and he helped me. He was like, let's do it. And the first year was kind of like, hey, let's just have fun. Let's figure it out. We sold out. Like the theater itself sold out. We only had like 8 filmmakers or 8 teams. So it wasn't really anything, like, we were grateful, but like it sold out in the audience wise, and people wanted more. So it kept going from there. And we started from 8 teams to now we had 46 teams.
Wow.
So we're on our 6th year.
Congratulations. Yeah. So kick it back 6th year. Was it 2020 was your first one?
That's when I moved out here. Yeah. I moved out here during COVID. Yeah. I lived in Florida for originally from New York. But I lived in Florida for a few years, and I was married at the time, and I have 3 daughters, and we were like, we want to get out of here. My ex was from Connecticut, and she also wanted cold, and I wanted to be in Halloween and not be sweating. You know what I mean? You grow up with that kind of temperature. And then we literally just moved. We grabbed our stuff and moved. And ever since then, it's been great, man. It's a super blessing out here. I mean, obviously divorced now, but we're still doing our thing. Great co-parent. She's great mom and everything. I have my daughters, and Colorado's been great to us. She's a photographer too, so she does her thing. So,
that's awesome, man. Well, that's good that like you moved during COVID too. I'm assuming that was a very interesting time to move, right?
I think it was meant to be for me. And it's funny because I'm not really the person to say that kind of stuff, but I worked in the restaurant business for a long time because I had my kids, and I kind of stepped away from doing video work. I had worked on sets like Iron Man 2 and Bad Boys 3. But then I realized I didn't want to work in somebody else's film because I met a lot of people who were disrespectful. And it's like, dude, you're a dude, you're another person like me. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, and that kind of like infuriated me. And I kind of took a step back, and I was like, I want to be around for my kids. I want to see like the first step. I want to see everything they're growing up, the first tooth, everything. And then when COVID happened, I got laid off I worked at Chili's. I got laid off from Chili's, and then I didn't want to go back. I was like, I just don't want to do restaurant work anymore. But I was so comfortable at the time. And that's when we were like, let's get out of here. We could do everything that we want to do everywhere else. So Colorado was just it. So, and it's funny because my family trickled here. My sister moved out the same time we did. And my parents sold their place in Florida and moved out here. And then my brother recently moved out here like less than a year ago.
Oh man. So everybody's coming back.
They came for my kids mainly, but you know. Yeah. So it's nice to have family around.
What was the precipice for yourself when you're talking about film? Like, what was that spark? Was it like at a young age? Was it like something like when you were becoming an adult? Like, when did that initial passion kind of come into place with your life?
Cheesy answer. Since I was a kid, honestly. I grew up wanting to be like a volcanologist. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be like a wrestler at one point. But then I realized it's because of movies that I grew up watching. That's what I wanted to do. And it started with me trying to maybe act. And then I realized that's not for me. And I remember my teacher in high school, I'll never forget. She was like, so obviously you don't like drama. She's like, but we have a directing class. And it was a theater class though. So I was like, all right, let's do it. I fell in love with it. Like I loved directing theater. I did some plays in school. And then I finally started shooting with my own camera with friends. And I loved it. And ever since then, it's something I've been hooked into. I went to film school in Orlando, Full Sail University. And yeah, ever since then, it's been my dream. Like my goal is to make movies, and what I want to do with like even with Jacob is to bring more stuff here and just like make it another New York in the sense of like the industry wise. Like there could be so much potential for work.
Right.
So
like a melting pot of like really good industries, right?
Yeah. And I think Springs is like a good like central point because anybody can come from Boulder, Denver, Pueblo, New Mexico.
Yes.
I remember 2 years ago, we had filmmakers that participated from New Mexico and they came up and, you know, they came up for the award ceremony and everything. So it was cool. But this year we got people in Chicago. Remind me? Chicago, what else? Chicago. I want to say Florida. And somewhere else. I might be, but it's 3 other states, which is cool. So, yeah.
It's economic impact.
Yeah.
So I have a background in doing events. And so
nice.
we used to measure economic impact, people coming from outside Colorado to come to the event, whatever my event was. And so when you start to get real numbers from outside the state, like obviously there's a huge impact locally for hotels and restaurants and whatever it might be the event itself, just like the whole, you're creating like your own little ecosystem essentially. So the city will start to reward you if you start to bring in like a ton of people from even outside Colorado Springs, even from Denver or Pueblo, like and start to bring that in.
And I think this year is going to be our testing year for that. Because of how big we grew compared to last year. Like we literally went from 24 filmmakers to 46. So we like doubled. And it was great to see, like we're super grateful. But we're going to, we're going to the biggest event place in Pueblo, which is Pueblo Memorial Hall. We've been at Sangre de Cristo before that. And then in Wake Up Pueblo, we were at that theater. And then it'll be, what you're talking about. We're going to be bringing people down from like Denver, Boulder, Springs. And we're trying to do a whole thing where it's like, you can get a hotel. Stay there, experience Pueblo. Do you not do that for the weekend? And then attend an award ceremony. So that's the ideas that we're playing with. And it's funny you mentioned that because now we're definitely going to have to pick your brain after this for some stuff that,
gosh. Okay,
it's just getting like, we're getting to that point. And we've had offers where it's like, hey, do you want to license this out in like New York? And it's a friend of mine who wants to do it. And it's conversations that we're having, but I don't know. It's crazy to think about that we're here with Kick-Ass.
All right, folks. So we want to take a quick minute to introduce our diamond sponsor, Chris Seegers with Exceptional Business Advisors. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your business, sir?
Man, a question that we love to ask our potential clients is, do you know what your business is worth? And if you sold your business today, would it fulfill your personal and financial goals? If you're a successful business owner, but you don't know when or how to sell your business, and if you've ever wondered what each additional day in your business is actually costing you, we'd love to chat. If you're ready to spend more time with your family, your friends, or traveling, come sit down with our team because when you work with Exceptional Business Advisors, we'll help you build a blueprint to sell your business successfully and help you create, capture, and achieve your dream life. Don't wait for the right time. The time's now. Go ahead and scan the QR code or book a discovery appointment at excoadvisors.com.
All right, now check out some of the other amazing Colorado businesses who also make this show possible.
RainTech.
RainTech is a trusted IT partner that keeps your business running smoothly.
From cybersecurity to cloud solutions and data recovery, They've got your back so you can focus on what you do best.
Learn more at rain.tech. That's RAIN.tech.
Savion HQ. Is your back office chaos? Are you buried in HR, payroll, and financial guesswork?
Your passion shouldn't be a prison. Savion HQ is your fractional back office partner. We merge HR, payroll, accounting, and tax to bring order to the chaos and make your passion profitable again.
Stop the bleed, get your freedom back. Find us at savionhq.com or email at hello@savionhq.com.
Data Hubs is a compliance, intelligence, and orchestration platform that helps organizations meet the requirements of frameworks like ISO 27001, SOC2, CMMC, HIPAA, GDPR, and more.
Data Hubs gives small and mid-sized businesses a premium compliance experience while cutting down the time, cost, and stress it usually takes to get across the finish line. Learn more at datahubs.com. That's DATAHUBZ.com.
Reveal Med Spa. Look and feel your best at Reveal Med Spas. With personalized plans that deliver real results, radiant skin, restored confidence, and natural rejuvenation.
At Reveal Med Spa, we see you. More than just aesthetic and wellness treatments, we provide a safe, judgment-free space where you feel valued, heard, and supported.
Visit revealmedspas.com.
I think it is literally just that too. We'll just double check. Book your next session at revealmedspas.com. That's revealmedspas.com.
Awesome Home Services.
Awesome Home Services delivers top-notch HVAC solutions for your home. Whether you need heating, cooling, or system maintenance, they ensure your comfort year-round. Visit awesomeservice.com for your HVAC needs. That's awesomeservice.com.
Dream Accounting Solutions. Take the stress out of managing your books with Dream Accounting Solutions. They provide reliable expert accounting services tailored to small businesses. Simplify your finances at dreamaccountingsolutions.com. That's dreamaccountingsolutions.com.
Exponential Impact. Exponential Impact is driving innovation and entrepreneurial success in Colorado Springs. Supporting startups with mentorship, funding, and community resources, they help businesses grow and thrive. Learn more about their impact at exponentialimpact.com. That's exponentialimpact.com.
And now let's get back to the show.
I want to go backwards a little bit because you mentioned Wake Up Pueblo. Yeah. Obviously, that was a huge deal several years ago because originally founded by Grant Cardone. Yep. Correct?
And Matt Smith.
Yeah. Talk about that experience and what that looked like.
That was interesting. I remember pulling up to a job interview because I remember moving here and then I didn't want to go back to restaurant work. And then I remember I had to apply for Amazon so I can show proof that I was going to have income. So I was approaching the start date and I was like, I don't want to work at Amazon. I don't want to do it. And I found Wake Up Pueblo and I submitted my resume. Luckily, the producer from the show from Discovery Channel, he was there, Brian Spohr, and he saw my resume and he told Matt, he's like, you got to hire this kid. So I go down to the interview. I didn't know that this whole TV thing was going on. They didn't explain that to me. I pull up, they want to mic me. They want to interview, do this whole thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it was just interesting to see how Matt was able to pull it off. Him and his wife put it all together and they went through Pueblo and they were helping, companies out. And it's just, and then now Matt focuses on snooze. Mm-hmm. So that's his baby. And that thing is growing, man. That thing is everywhere now. So it was interesting. And Matt's great people, man. He's a good dude, good heart. He's got a good family. And then I also met Eric, who he brought in from LA. Look crazy dude, but I love him. But a wise guy, But yeah, it was a great experience, man. And I mean, I got to meet, Jacob. I got to meet all the other people that I work with, I still work with now. Gabriel Coleman, he came in as a marketing guy. Now he does the event for us at Wake. He runs everything now while we're there. So Jacob and I don't have to deal with anything.
Hey, that's
it's
nice.
Super cool. That was the first, last year we did it, and he did a great job. And now it's yeah, that's cool, man. We don't have to deal with all the nonsense. So it's cool.
That's awesome. Did you watch that episode too? Just passing it back to you.
It was a couple episodes, I think, right?
Yeah. It was 10, 11. I remember
his whole season, right?
Yeah. As I was working there, I got to know more, and then I met Grant, and then the whole reveal came and everything. And I remember we were doing marathons at Matt's house. As it was coming on, we would go to Matt's place and watch him.
Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Dang, man, that's crazy. And I think I know some people who work there with you, so we'll talk a little bit more about that as we're getting into the festival.
Yeah.
But so you're doing that, and then you start the festival. This is about 6 years ago with the festival now.
Yeah.
Talk about, of course, you said the first year was around 8. You said 8 submissions, 6 to 8 submissions, and growing this thing. Because right now, I think it's still based in Pueblo as far as the award ceremony and everything like that. So talk about the past 6 years or so, what's transpired, and kind of like the exciting things of this year, because it's just been like amazing amount of submissions this year.
So, yeah, for sure. I think my biggest thing is coming from a city like New York. I was oversaturated with filmmakers, oversaturated with film festivals. There's so much you can do out there. And coming to Colorado Springs and then going to work in Pueblo was this culture shock for me, because everybody knew each other. It was like a movie. Like everybody knew each other's history and stuff. It was weird for me, which it's fine. Everybody's super cool. But we started out there, and there weren't a lot of people who, like, I guess they wanted to be filmmakers, but they didn't know that the community could be there. And that was our biggest thing that I told Jacob was, like, people say in Colorado, we don't want silos, but they do have silos here. Every little city has its own group and clique. Oh, yeah. And I think our biggest thing is to push through that and, like, connect everybody and just have like a real united film crew here. Like, and we could benefit from that so much. So many people like could promote their films. And like the one thing that drives me nuts as a filmmaker is, like, don't wait for our film festival to make a movie. Go do your own film. And it's been progressing. We've seen a lot of filmmakers like start doing stuff and then like grow away from Kick-Ass, which is great. We want to see them like go do something else. So I think the challenge was kind of growing in Pueblo. And then once we got through that hurdle, it went straight up. And then we got so much support. And like, it was just crazy, man. I don't know. Like, I still think like it's kind of like a fever dream because it was so small and it was just a fun little thing. And now it's like, it's cool, man. Like, one of our promos has over like 120,000 views. So we do these like promos for the film fest to promote like the festival itself. And we take, or movies and stuff that we like Scream, Hitman, stuff like that. So our first promo, one of the big first ones we did was Scream. And it was, instead of what's your favorite scary movie, was what's your favorite film festival. And he was killing her because she didn't register for ours. So, and it's been a lot of love we get online, man. So it's super cool. So, yeah.
What about experience? You've mentioned it before, but you've worked on some pretty major films. You said like Bad Boys 3
and Iron Man 2. Yeah, okay. Florida, both in Florida.
I mean, how'd you get into that? It seems like it's something that has a kind of a high marker.
Believe it or not, it was Craigslist.
Really?
As crazy as it sounds. Craigslist, they were looking for production assistants. So Iron Man 2, I literally just got to like hang out and like just help out with little things. But Bad Boys 3, I was fortunate enough to, the guy that I knew on Iron Man 2 worked on Bad Boys 3. So he brought me on, and I got to, like, as a production assistant, I got to go through, one day I worked with the drone department. One day I worked with stunts. One day I worked with just lighting rigs. So it was super cool to see all the different, like, it's crazy because a lot of the productions heads are always bumping heads, but it was a good experience to see all that, except standing in the heat in Florida. That was the worst part of it all. But yeah.
What do you mean production heads like to butt heads?
Oh, like, you have the art department, and then you have the cinematographer, and they're like, no, we can't move this. And he's like, no, because I have the lighting rig for this. But it's just fun to see that. Because it's like, it's not picture perfect like people want it to seem. And it's like, there's always chaos. And I think the biggest thing you can learn from filmmaking is learning to pivot. If you learn to pivot, if you master that, I mean, come on. I mean, like, you could tell, like, even if you ever, once you interview Jacob at some point, it's like, I'm on set and I'm super chill. Like, something happens, all right, cool, whatever, we'll figure it out. Like, you got to learn how to figure it out. If you go in there with the mindset of like, oh, I'm gonna be so stressed out, it's not gonna work, man. You got to learn how to be cool and learn how to like manage a lot of people, because people are there to work with you. Like, I luckily, fortunately enough, knock on wood, have a really good team that I rely on. Like, I've built that out through the years here. And I love my cinematographer, Clay. Like, Cassandra is another actress that's really good out here in Colorado Springs. Brittany Marie is my co-producer. So I also have Maxed Out Films. And I do my own projects through that. So now, after doing these promos, I'm going to work on bigger projects that I've had kind of staying there. But the promos have taken up so much of my time. So it's like, it's been a fun journey, man. So we have a big announcement for the promos coming to the award ceremony. So it'll be fun.
That's cool. So it's like a for filmmakers by filmmakers kind of deal that you guys have been able to build with Kick-Ass.
Yeah, and that's our thing. It's like, I think it says it on the website. That's funny you said that. I think it's like Jacob put a film festival for filmmakers by filmmakers. So it's true. I mean, my thing is like, just grow, man, and like network. Like, that's the big thing we do is we hold networking events throughout the cities, because again, we're trying to like bridge that gap. And at one point I would love to hold one event where it's like everybody's just coming. It. And like, if we hold, like, so they did this thing, town hall recently, where they did all these little mini events throughout the cities. And after experiencing that, I still feel like if they took all that funding and they took one big event, and you took like a big conference center in Denver, and you brought like people for like a Comic-Con kind of thing, but for filmmakers, Like, I think that would be more beneficial. And you bring the lawmakers, you bring the senators, the governors to actually discuss what's going on in Colorado and like how we can actually move the needle. I think that's what needs to happen. But that's a whole other ball game. So.
Well, you also work with the is it the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, that's my day job.
So that's probably giving you a really good pulse on like everything
that's literally been structuring my mindset, like seeing that side of the world and like dealing with like, you know, seeing the politicians, seeing how legislature's done and like seeing how bills actually pass. It's been interesting, man. And I've been just like learning, and it's a great team out there, man. Like JJ, Katie, like the people that I work with, they're awesome. So,
and what's their positions? Are they just...
So JJ's the CEO. Katie runs like the whole marketing event division.
Nice.
And then I have my marketing team that I work with. I have Victoria, Logan, and Cameron. Super good team. So
now this might be a silly question, but is that like the main chamber in Denver? Is the Denver Metro Chamber?
No, so there's another chamber, like the Chamber of Commerce. But the Denver Metro, the big difference with us is that we don't just stick to Denver Metro. It's a massive region. We touch all the way from like Boulder, and Pueblo just got put into a region. So we touch all these different places.
Interesting.
I think it's like 14 different like regions that we touch within Colorado. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. I was like doing some stalking on social, and I saw that you got to interview Polis, which was probably a super interesting and fun thing for you to do, right?
Yeah. And then he was super supportive about like what we're doing. And that was an interesting conversation. And then, you know, the fact that they got Sundance to come out here.
Yeah.
I know everybody's super psyched about that, and it's cool. But I think the biggest thing about it is the legislation that's been passed because of it. So now you're going to be able to fund other film festivals out here because now that Sundance is coming. So now we get that like love from actual like funding. So I think it's cool. Yeah.
Where's Sundance? Is it going to be in Boulder?
It's going to be in Boulder, but part of that contract is I believe they have to have like, you know, they have the Sundance labs and all that kind of stuff, like these little events they do on the side. It has to like spread out. So it could hit Denver, it could hit Springs. So that's the good thing about that. So it won't just be the whole thing in Boulder. So
gotcha. So what do you mean by that? So there's like little events that kind of
so they have like other screenings of other stuff, and then they have like labs where it's like kind of like panels, and then they do like training courses sometimes for like filmmakers. But they need to bridge that out. They can't just stay in Boulder, which is great. I mean, I think it's great and then I think the economy is going to boom for sure. I don't think Colorado's ready for that kind of
traffic,
and I think people are super excited, but they're going to hate it at the same time, and it's going to be fun to watch. But I think Bruce Baranowski, I think he's the commissioner in Boulder. Super good guy. He's been working hard on getting all that stuff set up there. So
I've been trying to get Andrew up to Boulder because so Andrew's a transplant here. He moved here in 2019, so around the same 2019.
Where'd you come from?
Kansas City.
Missouri, okay, cool. Yeah, my friend Anthony lives out there. It's super nice out there.
Nice.
Yeah. Is this such a beautiful spot? I've been trying because I'm going to do a wedding up there in July, so it'll be his first time technically there.
Oh yeah.
They have a good film scene out there too, man. They do a lot of like they call them schmoozers. It's networking events, but they hold a lot of them, and they're always packed. I think the last one they did because of Sundance was I think over like 200 in attendance, something like that. It was super cool.
Yeah, and has that been it? Like since you've been part of the chamber and probably everything else that you've done, just through your activation events that you do, has it allowed for you to get all around these major cities in Colorado, like the Boulders, or I don't know if you've been up to Fort Collins, but like those major cities?
My job was they'll send me to. Last time I stayed in Frisco for like a weekend. And I had to go to Vail. I had to go to Breckenridge, just like get drone footage, photos, kind of meet the people in the town. It's super cool. Like, and you might not believe it, but I'm a massive introvert. Like this makes me super uncomfortable, but I've gotten so used to it because of the chamber, because of all these networking events I got to go to. And because we run the film festival, since I'm up there and I don't mind driving, I tell Jacob, I'm like, I'm going to all these events. Like I'll go to the smallest networking event just to show my face. And so because of that, I've gotten comfortable talking now. But I'm telling you, man, I've learned so much at the chamber. It's interesting to see that world. So, but it's the same thing, like working with Matt, like when I worked with Matt and Snooze, I never knew how big the mattress industry was. And that I'm telling you right now, the Tempur-Pedic guys, they're wild. You ever go to those conventions and stuff? Those guys know how to party.
Oh, really?
They don't play, man. They don't play. Yeah. Some fun stories for sure.
There's a mattress store on like every street corner, it seems.
Yeah.
There's like I think
they do it just to go to those conventions. Because like, for example, Tempur-Pedic, they get a card to be like, hey, let's go sway these people so we can actually put our beds in their stores. So they have a literally all you can use card. So it's crazy the amount they spend on people. Yeah, it's a whole world. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, that's interesting. How do you get involved in the chamber? Who told you to go to the Denver chamber too? Like, what was that thinking? You know?
So what happened was when Matt started doing more snooze stuff, he didn't need as much video work. So he wanted me to do more corporate work, and that's not my thing. Like I'd rather be creative. So I told Matt, I was like, listen, I'm going to break off and I'm going to continue doing work whenever you need me and then do my own stuff. So I was doing my own thing for a while. And then I started going through my divorce. And Monica from HR reached out to me because I guess at some point I must have submitted or she saw my LinkedIn page or something. And we started talking about what they wanted to do at the chamber, and came in, brought me in for an interview, met the team at the time. And then I met Katie and she was like, I just need, we want to build like a really good video production. It wasn't photo at the time. It was just video. And I guess they loved the work that I was doing at Snooze because I was doing like mini documentaries and stuff. And I think that's what really caught their eye. So I've been able to go into the chamber. So that got me the job. And I've been able to go into the chamber and change the way the videos are because I don't like corporate music. I think that's my biggest irk in like videos is I hate corporate music. It's like elevator music.
I love it when TikTokers use it ironically.
Yeah. I mean, when you're laughing about it and it's like cheek or tongue in cheek kind of thing, I love it. But like for video work, it doesn't bring that emotion. So I love to use like, and I hate the word cinematic, but I love to use cinematic music. And it was a big shift in the chamber. And I actually got like, I've been able to work with like gold mining companies that have moved here and like seeing what they do. And then like seeing the top lawyers in Denver, dude, it's crazy. It's a whole nother world.
Just because of the chamber.
Just because of the chamber, yeah. And I've been able to meet like, so some of the networking events that we've been able to hold, I've been meeting the members of the chamber because I'm always there at the events. And I've talked about the film festival and they're like, hey, you should hold your networking event here. And then same thing, we promote them like crazy on our social media. And we're like, hey guys, come to our thing. And then don't just come to us that one time, go check them out every other time. So that's the biggest thing we try to do.
Man, that's amazing. Well, maybe we'll have to hit you up for some references for the show because we have been breaking more into the Denver market, obviously with our rebrand this past December, coming from Colorado Springs Business Podcast to Colorado Business Podcast. We want to bring some more folks from Denver down, Fort Collins, Boulder.
Dude, one guy you should talk to, he's a composer. I work with him all the time. Jeffrey Chavez. He does films like outside of the country. Like he scores music and this guy, man, like he came in, we did a Star Wars fan film. And he came in and I'm talking about his music took our little film to like a whole nother level. We got reviews from people online on YouTube, like this is fantastic. And I think it was because of the music. Like they're like, where'd you get the music from? And I was like, original music. And they're like, it's not canon to Star Wars. And I'm like, no, it's not. And it's like, this guy is talented. So I'm working on the final promo that I'm gonna be doing for the film fest is based on 007. So we went all out. Like I got in touch with the skydiving company. We literally rigged cameras on this one skydiver. I gave them my vision for what I wanted. They jumped out like 3 times, grabbed all these angles. My cinematographer, I threw him into the plane. I was like, I need you to get this footage in there. And like they rigged like a parachute on him and everything. But like we went all over Colorado and like it went from like an 8-minute film, the original script. And then I just kept wanting to do more and more and more. And it turned into a 26-minute project. And I remember Jacob seeing the script for the first time. He was like, bro, what is this? And I was like, we just got to do it, bro. So we shot it over the weekend. Like I always, when we do the promos, I try to stay true to the 72-hour method. So we shoot for 3 days straight. And then obviously the editing doesn't happen on the weekend. We take our time, but that it can be done. It can be done. I don't like when somebody is like, it can't be done. It's like, there's no way. I hate when people say that. There's always a way around something. There's always a way to like figure something out. Like again, pivoting, you just got to be able to do it. Like, it frustrates me when people are like, oh, I can't do it. Like, bro, come on. I got a skydiving company to be like, let's go shoot on the sky, bro. Like you can do it.
That must be so nice to have like a creative license to do fun stuff like that. Like I know Andrew, like he's a creative just like yourself. And like, he's always thinking of these things that like, I would have had that perspective, but he's a creative, right?
Why didn't you enter in the film fest, man? You should have been making a movie in 72 hours.
I've been making an app instead, so.
Oh, okay. All right. No, that's time consuming. So yes, I respect that. All right. Yeah,
Andrew's a builder of all things. It's not just even film. It's like with all things.
That's
engineering is usually his main stripe. It's
man,
probably what he
man
does.
of many hats.
For sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't even aware fully of the film festival until recently. So, but that's crazy how you guys. Because when I think of a film festival, I don't think of it as a competition, but you guys have it set up as a competition.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's about collaboration, right? It's about bringing people together. But at the end of the day, it's that let's be real. If there wasn't an award, there wouldn't be that high stake. There wouldn't be that like, oh, we're gonna,
Well, I mean, I guess they all have competitions.
They do,
but you have it at a level where you have a level playing ground for everyone.
Oh yeah,
the 72-hour shoot thing.
And they can't like pre-plan. So like we give away the genres first,
okay,
and then we give out the prompts, because then if we gave out the prompts first as the genres are coming out, people could leave and start working on a project.
Yeah.
So we try to make it balance out in that sense. It's like, all right, as soon as we're done with the chat, everybody's done.
Give us an example of that too, just so our viewers know like what you mean by like, okay, genre.
Oh yeah,
prompts.
I gotcha. So genre, for example, comedy, horror, coming of age, crime, film noir.
That's awesome.
And then prompts this year we had for a character, it was a delivery driver. It could be any kind. What was it? What was the prop? Scratch ticket from the lotto. And then line of dialogue was, don't look at me, I voted for, and it could be whatever you wanted to do after that. So they have to put that in the script. And then like, you don't have to use it. It doesn't have to be prominent in your film. But if you want to be nominated for an award for it, then you have to make it stand out. So it's cool to see how creative people get with like those prompts, and they shift throughout the films. So it's cool to see that based on the genres.
And they can take that prompt and use whatever tools they want for that.
Yep.
Like it doesn't even like that's all they need to do is just adhere to that prompt. Like that would be interesting if someone did a virtual production like in Unreal Engine. Like would that be allowed?
So
like if they had 72 hours.
We
to do
had
it?
an animated entry.
Okay.
He didn't get to finish in time.
Yeah.
But the whole idea that he went ahead and did it,
Mhm.
like a lot of the judges were super thrilled about seeing something like that. So yes, we do take those kind of films.
Awesome.
Except we're not super strict, but we're trying to figure out how to truly incorporate AI, because filmmaker at heart, it's like you can use it for like things to help you out as a tool, not to fully make a movie. So we have a rule where it's like 10 seconds of stock footage, 10 seconds of AI content if you're going to make something, but you can't replicate a human being. Like we're not allowing that. Like you can't have like an AI actor. Like we weren't cool with that. So
yeah. How do you guys pick judges for that too?
Reaching out to people, man. So I think this year we have a really big panel. So we have the creator of Final Destination. We have,
awesome.
Jeffrey Reddick, super cool guy, like easily reached out to him.
They just released a new one.
Yeah.
Like,
and it Bloodlines. And it was actually pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah, man.
I
thought it was good. My daughter's a big horror junkie, my 12-year-old. So we go see horror movies all the time. And like, it was funny to see her watch a Final Destination movie for the first time. And then she's like, Dad, I want to watch the other ones. So it was cool to like watch all of them again with her and stuff. So Scream was another thing. She's a huge Scream fan. But sorry, got sidetracked.
They just announced a new scary movie, actually.
Yeah. The trailer came out. But, and if that movie is successful, they're going to do White Chicks 2 and they're going to do Don't Be a Menace 2.
Oh, we got to get that happen.
Yeah.
Whatever we need to do.
Everybody needs to go see that damn movie.
White Chicks 2.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's an awesome revival. I've always loved the scary movies.
Yeah, well, you know why the Wayans dropped off, right? So Harvey Weinstein, the crazy producer.
He was a Sundance guy. Right?
Yeah, and he was like doing all this
guy.
shit behind the scenes with women and all that stuff he got in trouble for. He took the rights from the Wayans brothers after the second movie, and they didn't have the rights for it. So that's why they dropped off after the second one. And now they just got the rights back. So now they're able to go back and do like their own thing. So it was interesting.
Rights as in like they had the rights for the first two to help like produce or what?
Yeah, because it was done through the Weinstein Company. Sorry, I thought I kicked somebody for a second. The Weinstein Company. And then after the second one, they pretty much cut them off. And they're like, no, but we have the rights for this because it's under our company. So they had, I guess, a contract year-wise, like how long the term was. And now it finally lapsed. So now they were able to make Scary Movie.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Well, I wanted to flip it back on you too, especially for genres as someone who's a movie buff like yourself.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite movies? We could pick any genre you want, but like,
that's a funny question.
Let's break it down. Like some of your favorite films of all time and why.
Heat is number one, but not the Heat, not the one with Sandra Bullock. This is the one with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I don't know, man. I grew up on Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. My dad got me into Goodfellas, The Godfather, like all those films. So for me, those are like the two icons that I grew up with. So to see them in a movie together where they were actually like in the screen at the same time, like it was epic. And like it's just like, to me, it's still the perfect crime movie. And if you ever watch that and then go watch The Dark Knight, that movie is super inspired from Heat. Like all of it is from that. And Christopher Nolan's been super vocal about that he's a huge Michael Mann fan. So that movie has inspired a lot. Then it would be Interstellar. It's Christopher Nolan. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan.
Yeah.
So anything he does, I'm there. I'm Vanilla Sky. I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan. So Vanilla Sky was a great one. Mission Impossibles. Those are just guilty pleasure for me, man. I go in there and I just love them. I love Disney movies because of my kids. And the thing with me is like, I've heard a lot from people in Colorado that I'm very straightforward. I'm very kind of like to the point. And I think it's because I'm from New York. But like when it comes to movies, man, I will cry like a baby. Like if something sad happens to an animal or something like that, man, forget about it. But anything happens to a human, I'm just like, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so
that's just your passion for
dude, I
movies.
love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's something I remember growing up. My brother went into medical school and all that stuff. My sister's a teacher. So I was like the black sheep of the family. They're like, you're not going to go to film school. Like at the time, Full Sail wasn't accredited. And like it just got accredited as I decided to go.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother's like, you're going to go to law school. You're going to go to like medicine or medical school and stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And it took a while for me to like, kind of like break out of that and then just kind of go do my own thing. I was doing movies like as a kid, man. Like I remember doing my first movie. I'll never forget it. It was when Blair Witch Project came out.
Oh man.
Yeah. And my dog, I had a beagle at the time, Bailey, and we put a mop on her head and we called it the Fat Dog Project. So we were like running with the camcorder, and every single time she came around the corner, we were screaming and running. It was super silly. But I've done like Michael Myers films from like when I was a kid with friends and stuff like that. Yeah, I wish I still had those things, but
so horror's kind of a big one for you too,
films.
huh?
So yeah, I actually have a feature film that I have written with my co-producer Brittany, and it's a horror film. We're gonna try to like get it financed towards the end of the year and try to get it done. But it's like it falls in line with the Epstein files that are coming out. It's about the dark web, what's really going on behind closed doors, deals with duality. Like you never know who somebody really is. And unfortunately that's the truth. So it goes into that. It's a hacker who kind of stumbles onto something and then she gets involved into like some pretty dark shit. And then obviously from there, she has to make that choice. Do I like bring this to justice and get probably killed in the process or let it go? So it's pretty interesting. We talked with Tubi, and they were telling us that if we could get it's like $1 million budget, they'd consider it.
Oh, interesting.
So that'd be interesting to do. Yeah, because we had it at like 10 million, I think was what our pitch was, and it was because of the actors that I want to get. So Paul Giamatti is like my number one that I want to get for that.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time,
and he wants to do horror films.
Yeah.
So
oh really?
Yeah.
He just did Star Trek. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't seen that. No.
There's a new series of Star Trek.
He's in it.
He's the villain on the first season.
Really?
The first.
Yeah.
Episode.
He wants to do all villain and horror stuff.
Yeah. He's
So,
like all in like alien makeup and in like.
That's cool. I want to check that out. Because like a character in our film is a senator, and he's running for office and everything, and you think he's this like great guy, but we get to see behind closed doors, and he's like this like stupid, sick pedophile, kind of like crazy dude. And I know that he could play that duality really well. So that's who I really want to play that. And I feel like if I can get him, I think that I can grab everybody else that I want. So, and then Olivia Rodrigo is actually somebody else that I want. My daughter actually made me realize that she would be good, not just because she's a good actress, but because of the marketing aspect. She would bring in so many viewers.
I thought she was a musician.
She is a musician, but she used to act in Disney.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it'd be interesting to try to get her to come, because we have like this girl in the film where she's like the kind of like the ditzy friend, and I feel like she would nail that part. Not saying she's ditzy, she's super smart, but she has the aspect for it. So yeah.
Did you like the series Billions with Paul Giamatti? Have you ever seen that series?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite series.
Well, I got scared for a bit, man. Do you remember when he came back for one of those seasons? He was like super thin.
Yeah.
I thought he had like cancer or something, dude. Like he came back. Like I'm talking about, it was a massive change, but I'm glad he's okay.
I
That
love
shit
him,
scared
man.
me, dude.
I love
Yeah.
him in Saving Private Ryan. Like he has a small world in Saving Private Ryan. Like it's just insane.
Did you see him in that?
The new Black Mirror.
That was good too.
Yeah,
that was really
that was an episode that I cried on probably.
Dude,
teared up a little
so
bit.
good. But shit, what was it? He was in. It was like an old. They made it seem old school, and he was a teacher. And he had like a cock eye where it was like drifting a lot. I don't know if you guys. I don't remember the name of it.
No.
It's recent and it's really good. He's a teacher who gets stuck in the school during break, and one of the students stays behind, and it's kind of like a coming of age movie. It's a really good movie. You guys check it out. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I want to kick back before, of course, we throw it over to Jacob, but about the 72-hour methodology. So the folks who submit this, they obviously had, this year was February 27th through the 2nd of March, so 72-hour to get a prompt or get a genre, then get the prompts to shoot a film and edit it and submit it by the 2nd. Is that kind of the whole? Yeah, you have. So we kick it off 27th, 10 a.m. Well, we technically meet with the filmmakers by 9:30. And then by 10, we're off the call so they can go off and do their thing. This year we got to 10:10, so we pushed it to 10:10. So they had till Monday morning at 10:10 to submit. So it was just crazy. Like he created a Discord chat for it, and we were just getting lit up with questions. So it's cool. Like it's cool to know that these people are enjoying it. I think that's the biggest thing, and seeing all the content. Like I don't know if you guys follow our page yet, but like it was nonstop all weekend. And I even got some people who were like, hey, I just saw a team that was filming down here in downtown Springs. And it's like, that's cool. So that's amazing. And why 72 hours? Is that like a genre in film competitions?
Well, no, some competitions do it. It's very, very rare. But I grew up doing 48 hours, like 48-hour film festivals. I did a lot of them. And then I was like, when we were talking about what to do, I was like, it'd be interesting if we did a 72-hour one with those extra 24 hours. What can people do? It's funny because I've met a lot of filmmakers that are like, oh, we get to sleep. And it's like, that's not what we gave you the extra 24 hours for. It's for you to push yourself. So when I met Jacob, sorry, this is going to veer off a little bit. He wanted to experience what those festivals were like. So he kind of brought me out of retirement from time film festivals, and we did the 48-hour one together. And he thought he was going to sleep. And I dragged his ass with me everywhere. I was like, you're co-producing, bro. I was like, we're going. We drove all the way to Beulah to go film at like 5 a.m. at like one of my friends' cabin. We did this like drone. It was just a drone shot. We literally drove out there for one drone shot, and then we drove back to Pueblo. So it was cool. Yeah. But yeah, that's why 72.
It's so crazy because we've last year we interviewed Matthew Beam, which is like one of the biggest YouTubers in Colorado. He's got like 8 million subscribers on YouTube.
Somebody told me about him, yeah.
And he'll do these like insane things where they go to Mexico and film like a 5-second scene and spend thousands and thousands of dollars just to film one part of his videos. And you're just like, man, this is so insane to see what people do.
I think my cinematographer knows him. Like, I guess he helped him in one of his videos that he was doing. Because I think that's where I've heard of him, because my cinematographer was showing me the video that he's done with him. And I was like, that's a whole nother ballgame. Like YouTube videos, like kind of doing like what Mr. Beast does.
Yes.
That's something else.
Yeah, he's on that genre.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I'm good.
Yeah, he does crazy big builds too. That's one of his niches, Like,
yeah.
Nickelodeon, for one of his videos, hired him for one of the, it's called Kids
Choice Awards?
Kids Choice Awards.
Yeah.
They hired him to build like, it's like a 3-story SpongeBob. Like, and he built it like,
that's dope.
He's just, like you said, he has that same mentality of like anything can be done.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We can make it happen. Like, we don't care. We're going to make it. We've never built a 4-story, SpongeBob before, but we're going to do it.
And it's funny because like, I remember it just brought me back to the Bond promo that we did. I remember dropping the script on everybody, and everybody saw the skydiving scene, and they're like, what? Even the actor Quentin Blanche, I don't know if you guys have met him.
Yeah. I've known him for like 15 years.
So he plays 007. He plays Bond.
He was on this podcast 4 years ago, and he said he's going to start acting, and his goal is to become the Black Bond.
Oh yeah.
And
So
you're fulfilling that.
So I met him when I was when we were just showing off the Star Wars film that we did, and he approached me at here in Springs they have the Cottonwood Center for the Arts, and Ralph Giordano, I don't know if you guys know him. He runs that community, and he's done a really good job. When I came here to visit, I met up with him, and he sold me on like what could happen here. And he's been doing a really good job. He runs Show Us Your Shorts, which is every second Wednesday of the month. Filmmakers submit their projects, and then he shows them off. So March 11th, we're going to premiere the 007. So I'm going to see you guys there, right? So Quentin, I've known Quentin, and I've always seen the Black Bond. So when I was thinking about promos to do, I was like, I really want to do Bond. And then I was like, who better than the guy who promotes himself as Black Bond? And people love him, and he's great. Like, I've worked with him before in other projects. So we were like, let's do it. And I remember I hit him up that morning. I was like, you ready to play Bond? And he was like, he called me. He was like, let's do it. So Quentin's a hard worker, man. So
that's insane, because I never knew him as the actor, but I know for like the past 4 or 5 years, that's what he's literally been focused on.
Yeah. He's good. He's everywhere. Everywhere. I think. And the cool thing about him is like, he does a lot, and he goes out of state for projects, but he'll still go to like college departments and work with students. Like, that's what I like about him. Like, there's no ego with him. And that's what I like. I've met a lot of people who have egos, and it's like, dude, excuse me, I don't know if you guys curse here, but calm the hell down.
Yeah.
Like, we're all people. Like just get along, man. Help each other out. Like, my friend Tyler Shawn, he always has this saying, high tides raises all boats, I think is the saying.
Rising tide?
Yeah, rising tide, yeah. And it's true. I mean, because of him, I've learned that too. Like, Tyler is a really big community dude. And I got to learn that aspect of it, because I'm a filmmaker, and I remember coming into the marketing world, it was a whole different ballgame. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Like, it was completely different, because I'm so worried about the shot. I'm so worried about lighting. Whereas marketing, you're just like, no, let's go. Come on, let's keep it. And Tyler Shawn was a good help in me adapting into that.
Yeah, you'll have to check out Edgar's Instagram. He's got some really awesome cinematography as well, too.
Sweet, I'm going to check your stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
You got to make a film next time, bro.
Oh, yeah. And he's wanting to do a documentary and stuff. So
that's awesome.
That's not the same thing, but yeah.
No, dude. It's like, even getting a documentary done
and you can do it in 3 days. Is that one of the genres?
We have a mockumentary.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if we have, I think we do have a documentary one. Nice. But
3 days would be crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the
all
mockumentary ones are fun.
Yeah.
So we have this thing, we call it the wild card. You have an hour from the time we kick off to change your genre if you want. But if you change your genre, you can't go back. And then we mix genres. So the first year we mixed like 3 genres on somebody, and they ended up getting sci-fi Western musical.
Nice.
They did a really good job. Believe it or not, they did a really good job.
That's
And
crazy.
they were from Chicago, so they did a really good job.
Okay, gotcha.
But this year, I think we had one team who switched it up, and they got lucky. They got crime and something else, I think, or like coming of age, something like that. But it's good combos that you can make something really good out of it. So that's the fun thing. And after that hour, you can't change anything. So yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you a personal question because you brought it up a little bit earlier, but obviously going through a divorce while building this thing must have been very challenging for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you care to share like what pieces of wisdom that you got out of such a hard situation, but also coming out the other side of it?
Yeah, I think the hardest part was my kids, not being around them all the time. But I won't lie, like I went into like a depression for like a couple months. Like I think that's just normal.
Yeah.
But I got to the point where I was doing my own work before I got to the chamber. And I got to the point where it was like, I'm losing money. I'm touching my savings account. And it's like, are you going to lose everything you've built here? Or are you going to get your shit together and go?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a very like cut and dry kind of person. Like if I need to get something done, I'm going to do it. If you do me wrong, you're out. Like that's just who I am. So I kind of got my shit together and I was like, I want my kids to be proud. Like I want my daughter's always like, when are you going to make that movie, which is called Hack, the one I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
I have notes all over in my basement, like these little notes, like points of the story. And she's always reading it. I remember when she first read it, she's like, you got to change this and that. So it's cool to see that as a father, but I don't want to be the dad that's like, oh yeah, it could have been me doing this, but dad, why didn't you do it? And I don't ever want to be asked that question about my kids. So
they're your main motivator?
Oh, I love my kids, man. Yeah. Like I recently went to Japan, and my daughter is mad at me because I didn't take her. But I remember messing with my sister. I was like, why didn't you tell me not to have kids? Because I could have been living in Japan now. But I love my kids, man. I would never change it. But yeah, just that. Like, and then I told them, I was like, once you guys all hit 18, I'm traveling. Like, I'm gonna go live somewhere for a couple months and everything. So, and I've been traveling since. I went to Japan. I went to Ireland for work.
Oh man.
I stayed there longer after work just to experience it because I was like, I'm out here. I might as well. And then I'm going to. Oh, sorry. I keep thinking I'm hitting somebody. And then I'm going to Colombia in April. So,
dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. And thank you so much for jumping on here.
Dude, thank you guys for having me. Yeah. Have you ever guys want to? I was telling who did I talk to in the email?
It was me.
You.
Yeah.
Same thing for you, boss, over there. I'm offering you guys tickets to come to the award ceremony.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you guys can check it out. And then if you guys want to hold like a live podcast there, I think that'd be dope. You guys interview filmmakers and stuff. I think that'd be interesting.
I think there's good opportunities for us to link arms because we're kind of doing the same thing where we're planting our flag for something that's like Colorado focused.
But you guys aren't playing. I checked your YouTube out. You guys are like, the views you guys get is insane. Like, it's awesome, dude. And I saw and I scrolled back to see where you guys started. And that's cool. And it's the same thing. Don't give up. Like, it's going to suck. I remember the first year we spent money on Kick-Ass. Like, we spent more money than anything that we gained. Mm-hmm. And in the second year, it's kind of the same thing. And then after that, it was like we see some sort of like, at the end of the day, it's not about the monetary issue, but we do get something at the end, which is kind of nice for all the hard work that we do. Yeah. So, but it's nice to not be spending and gaining at the end of it. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just time and effort, man. And you guys seem like a good crew. I got my other guy over there, so
yeah. We're grinding, man. We'll link arms with you.
Yeah, for
David,
sure.
thank you again so much for coming on.
Likewise, guys. Thank you for having me. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's do the switch out real quick with Jacob. We'd like to take a quick break and thank our sponsors.
Lightning Glassworks and Screens. Lightning Glassworks and Screens is Colorado's go-to for fast, reliable window and glass repair.
Family owned for over 30 years, their mobile service team brings glass in a flash right to your home or business.
Call or text 719-649-4001 or visit fastglassrepair.com.
Lightning Glassworks, Colorado Springs, the local experts in glass repair, and window replacement.
Bright Leaf Energy. Bright Leaf Energy is revolutionizing how sustainability goals are achieved across commercial and industrial real estate.
They're the experts in building decarbonization, bringing collaboration, innovation, and flexibility to every project.
Whether you need a strategic decarbonization roadmap or flexible engineering support to scale your team, Bright Leaf Energy helps you crush your ESG goals while increasing NOI.
Learn more at brightleafenergy.co. That's brightleafenergy.co.
Junkin Hall.
Need to clear out clutter fast?
Junkin Hall is Colorado Springs' go-to for same-day junk removal
with the eco-friendly service and a 5-star team you can trust.
Visit junkinhall.com to schedule your free estimate today. That's JUNKNHAUL.com.
Be Our Guest Getaways. Be Our Guest Getaways specializes in Disney cruise resort and theme park vacations.
Planning a Disney vacation can be stressful, Let Be Our Guest Getaways provide you with concierge-level service for free.
Learn more at beourguestgetaways.com. That's beourguestgetaways.com.
Planet Duct. Planet Duct is the #1 choice for professional air duct cleaning in Colorado Springs and Southern Colorado. With state-of-the-art equipment and top-tier service, they make sure the air in your home or business is clean and allergen-free. Breathe easier with Planet Duct. Learn more at planetduct.com.
Fast Signs. From banners to vehicle wraps, Fast Signs delivers custom visual solutions to help your business stand out. Their team ensures your message is clear, bold, and effective. Get your signage needed handled at fastsigns.com. That's fastsigns.com.
Proud American Electrical and Solar.
Give Proud American Electrical and Solar a call today for all your electrical and solar needs. They are locally owned and operated business right here in Colorado Springs. If you're looking for information on solar, this is the company you will want to call. Check out their website at proudamericansolar.com. Use promo code COSBusiness for a 5% discount today.
Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care.
Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care offers affordable, accessible healthcare with a focus on you. They provide exceptional primary care without the hassle of insurance barriers. Experience a patient-centered approach. Learn more at pinnacleapc.com.
And now let's get back to the show.
All right.
All right, Jacob, you're in the hot seat, brother. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming up from Pueblo, what we just discussed while we're transitioning here. But just real quick, man, tell us a little about your story, just real quick. You know, what got you into being the co-founder of the 72-hour Kick-Ass Festival?
Yeah, I think, Chavez kind of touched on us kind of meeting through Wake Up. I was the creative director there. First, initially was the graphic designer, eventually became creative director. And that was a super cool experience. I mean, we met some of the most awesome creators, in Pueblo at the time. And then, Chavez was kind of the one guy from Springs, but we went all over the country and shot content for companies of all different types. And it was a super cool experience, New York, Florida. We had clients in California. We went to Texas a couple of times. It was sweet. And then obviously you have the whole Grant Cardone factor, which connected us to some crazy people. But yeah, I mean, we talked it out one day and we just came up with the idea, hey, let's do a film fest, and we just made it happen. I don't know if he mentioned, but we have a theater there at the Wake Up building. So it gave us like immediate access to be able to do something like that had there was zero restrictions. You know what I mean? It was just like, let's just go do it. And, since then, we've been running the film fest, growing it. I kind of do the marketing, branding side of it. Kind of, he runs more of the competition side of it. And when we get to the event, I'm super particular about all the event details. I've been also involved in event marketing, things like that. Yeah, we argue it out behind the scenes, but it's all in good. It's all in good love for the filmmakers. Our biggest filter is how can we make this the best for the filmmakers? That's our core value in everything that we do. Whether it be the event or the competition, it's always filmmakers first. Since then I've been involved in marketing, creative marketing. After Wake Up, I went and did a 3.5-year stint as a event marketer, actually promoting at Memorial Hall, where we're going to have the event this year.
Oh, cool.
I was promoting, concerts, comedy shows. Probably the biggest artist we had go through there is George Lopez. I, did those, advertisements for them. And then now I'm actually working with Matt again on a new project that he has called The Ultimate Snooze, which is in partnership with Gary Brecka,
which is 10X or connected to the 10X stuff.
Used to be. Yeah, he used to be a part of 10X, and now he's created The Ultimate Human, which is his own brand. And in collaboration with Snooze Mattress, they've created The Ultimate Snooze. So I've been brought back to launch that with Matt. So that's been cool. But yeah, man, we've been rocking and rolling with the Kick-Ass Film Fest. It's been fun. And actually, I was sitting over there and I was like, I swear I could dig up an email from maybe 2 years ago where I hit you guys up and I was like, I'd like to be on the podcast, but I don't know.
Dude, here we are, man. What are you talking about?
2 years in the making, man.
Sorry we ignored you back then. I don't know if it took David or what, but I'm just saying it was just timing. You know how it is with anything.
Yeah,
it's just timing. And he hit me up at the right time, and he was just top of mind when we had a cancellation for today. I was like, well, he just hit me up, and that seems like it's fun. And I've been seeing some of my friends doing their submissions for your festival, I'm like, it just made sense to do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you guys know Jared Young?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's actually a Wake Up OG. He used to be a videographer at Wake Up. Yeah. He's been a big participant of the festival for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. And so he did a video with me back in December. I'll have to share it with you guys. But it was like a man in the arena. It's my favorite speech of all time. And he did like a little project with me and my marketing company. And we just did it like 4 months ago. And he's
It
awesome.
was last month.
I know, it was last year actually.
What? You get something done right, you call Jared for sure.
Yeah, he's an awesome kid, man. I just love working with him. And then my ex brother-in-law, Robert Wright, just submitted a video. I think he did it last year too with you guys, but he submitted another film for you guys too.
Awesome.
He's working with something involved in some of the other productions that are involved in Kick-Ass. But I've known of a lot of people. Obviously, we talked about Q. I've known Q for a long time, so our worlds kind of they overlap a little bit, don't you say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, especially with, me and Chavez, ever since we got on the mission to like span all the way across Colorado, it's just been, you meet so many different people. I was talking to a sponsor today and I was like, at the end of the day, like we have 400 filmmakers participating in this, but at the end of the day, they're all humans that have their whole other life connected, whole other careers, whole other things that they're doing. And so, yeah, it's easy to start connecting all the dots, especially when you're in the marketing world. So your marketing, videos, all goes hand in hand for sure.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned over the past 6 years? Obviously, working this festival, it wasn't as big as it was right away. You've obviously had to build some level of wisdom to build it to what it is now.
Yeah.
Talk about those times and those steps to get it to where it is now.
Yeah, I think from a more like marketing perspective, since that's kind of always my core focus on like growing the following, growing, the filmmaking registrations, things like that. One of the biggest things that I think was a big light bulb and a big turning point for us was 3 years ago, because we operate a shoestring budget. Like me and Chavez are the only two people, a lot of people think we have like a big old team or a big company. It's two guys. We fund it ourselves. We hope to get sponsorships. We should do better at sponsorships. If you're watching this, I hope that you reach out and, decide to sponsor. But it's always limited budget. We all put it back into the event. But when it comes to marketing, we never had a real marketing budget. So I had to be creative about how are we going to get people into our ecosystem. Funny enough, I'm a big boxing fan. Are you guys box fans?
Not too much.
No, not too much.
I know the popular guys.
You know the good guy.
Yeah.
You know Oscar De La Hoya?
Of course.
Okay,
yeah.
so he had released a documentary. It's pretty wild, but it's on HBO. But I think it was 2 years ago. He released a documentary, and I'm watching it, and he's talking about the old days. He goes, back in the day, back in the 90s, the early 2000s, the way we promoted an event, we didn't have social media, all this stuff. We had to go on tour and go to different cities here, there, and talk about it and do like press conferences. And that's when the light bulb hit, and I was like, that's what we got to do. So what we ended up doing is we started hosting these events in Colorado Springs and Denver. We want to expand it more. And in Pueblo, we call them the meet and greets. But it's essentially, we're able to market for a low cost. Hey, come and do networking with other actors, other filmmakers at said location. Usually find a bar that is, more than happy to let us do it because we're going to fill up their space.
Yeah.
And so they let us do it for free. Everyone comes through, Colorado Springs, we have a great turnout. And then we did in Denver, we had 50 people come out this year. And then we're able to, we give them what they want, which is the networking aspect. But then we make an announcement. Hey guys, if you didn't know, we're the Kick-Ass Film Festival and this is what we're all about. And we'd love for you guys to be a part of this. And then we give out a registration for free at those events. And that was really the big turning point of connecting everybody and then bringing them back down to the event and getting them all involved. So that was like the big thing. That was the big turning point. So those are one of our main lessons for marketing for sure.
For sure. I have a funny question because I know I have my business partner right here. And one of the hardest things to do for a creative is put a hard deadline on them. That's like, 72 hours. What is that like working with a bunch of creatives and giving them a hard deadline? You guys have talked about before that some of them haven't actually hit the deadline before. Some of the people who have submitted videos. How does that whole process work out?
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you put someone on a deadline like that in a creative space, I think there's two ways to answer that. One's like in a professional space, we used to do that at Wake Up, which is different. But for the film festival's sake, it's creative restraints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's like some famous quote with Dr. Seuss. You know, he used to give himself creative restraints on all his books. You know, the rhyming and how many words might be in there. And he's a genius, obviously. But the thing about the 72 hour that's beautiful is there is no procrastination. So you could sit here, oh man, I have this idea for this movie. I have this idea for this for years. But now the time's on. You got 72 hours. So now it's like you have to go. You have to make decisions fast. You have to go quick. So there is no, man, I don't know if we could achieve that. I don't know if we could do this. I don't know if I'm ready. It's like you have to be ready. So, although, and then there's, people pay to register. So, you don't want to just throw that in the trash, So you have to take it seriously. And you get all these people, a lot of people get, team members. Everyone's there like, all right, what are we doing? You're just team leader. You can't let all these people down. So, and not that they do, if they don't make it, I think everyone who participates, if they don't make it, you still are grinding out. That's why we still show those films. If they get submitted late, they just don't get judged, for rewards and everything. But I mean, it's such an accomplishment to create something in 72 hours. Yeah. But that's what, to your point with the restraints, I think it just forces the creativity. It forces all those ideas you've had all year to just happen right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the putting creative constraints to things. Like there's some good examples, Jack White, he has this thing where he only wants like he has a thing with threes. And so that's one of his creative constraints. And so it forces you to think in a different way. And sometimes you get more creativity out of different types of constraints. Like he builds furniture and he makes sure all of his chairs have 3 legs instead of 4, like it's funny. That's a weird creative quirk, but I mean, you get some really cool designs out of that, and like same with filmmaking, I could see. Yeah. And like you have multiple constraints, you got the constraints of the genre,
Right.
the 72 hours and like that just gets, as for a creative, that gets you kind of like excited, I think,
And I think a common theme is, if you asked our filmmakers that are a part of this, I think a lot of times they come out with new, like almost like new level unlocked because of that forces them to do all those things. So they might, learn some type of new camera trick, new acting, or even just managing that many people. It's like a new achievement unlocked. You know what I mean?
I think it has something to do with pressure, like if you're anything like I was when I was younger, and I'm not like this anymore, but I was when I was younger, I was a big procrastinator. I wait till the last moment, but I needed that added pressure of like, holy crap, this is due tomorrow morning for me to like go. And then I pulled out the best of me when I had that added pressure. It's like I needed that in some weird subconscious way in order to do my best work, is to perform under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's really the beauty of it, and all the mistakes that come with, having the 72-hour pressure is also the beauty of it. You get to see it.
Is that 72 hours just production? Like, so how much time do you have for post-production? Is that part of post-production also involved in the 70?
Everything.
Holy shit.
Everything. So literally we're like, this is your, you got this, and this you have to have in the film. Go. Time starts, and we expect it to be submitted 72 hours on the dot. No, not a second more.
So you got to be really careful with like your ambition a little bit, because you got to be careful with how you execute it. Like,
execution.
You can spend so much time on one VFX shot that could take the whole weekend, but you can't do that with this. So yeah,
right. But to Chavez's point, when we did the 48-hour together, we did multiple locations, multiple cities.
Holy.
Well, and we went crazy with it, and that's the fun of it.
I think next year I'm gonna have to.
Just gotta jump in.
It sounds like a fun thing, like you can't lose with it,
And I think the most beautiful thing that I love about it is the connections of the people. There's a lot of stories that people will share with us. We'll get messages all the time like, hey man, I participated in your thing. It was the first thing I ever worked on, and now I'm working on all these projects through people I met, through the connections I've met at the film festival or through my team. And a lot of times I give this speech at our meet and greets, and I say, who here is signed up for a registered team, and the hands will go up. Well, actually, no hands go up usually, and I'll say, okay, so this is the team. Everyone in this room is the team. And last year we had all those people from that meeting, not all of them, but about 12 people from there created a team. They're all strangers. They went out, created a film, and they won Audience Choice Award.
That's freaking cool, man.
And I believe they registered together again this year. So there's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah, I've seen some of the background. And again, this is part of the activation that you guys do because like through J-Rod, for example, like I've seen over the years, like the camaraderie of like the behind the scenes things. I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he under such pressure? What is he, what is this deadline that they're up to? But there you could tell like they're just like no sleep and it's like becoming
Yeah.
best friends and then the process. And then they submit this thing and then they're hitting the submit button and they show that too. I'm like, okay, this must be something big, high pressure situation that they're entering in for a competition for something. And so it's gotten me to see you guys subconsciously just by passively viewing that over the past few years of like, what is this? That's probably what you guys want, you want that kind of like wonder and curiosity of like, what the heck are all these people so excited about doing this film thing? What is this? It gets people excited.
Yeah. And I think that's been one of my biggest thing is, awareness in the community in general. Filmmakers, I feel good about the community we've created, and there's a lot of serious filmmakers and a lot of new coming filmmakers that are coming into the ecosystem. But we need the community to be more involved. And I think there's a little bit of obscurity, like you said, like what is this? What is the 72 hour? And they relate film festivals to like the Sundances and the things like that. And it's like, guys, come check this out. These are people that are local to your community and they're being filmed locally in your community. You got to just come out and see these things. They're awesome creations. You know what I mean? So that's been a big thing for me too, and is just getting the awareness from the local community and things like that too.
So what about permits? How do you handle permits in 72 hours? Do you have to do that, or do you guys want to shoot?
You're gonna have to call my lawyer on that one. No, so a boring, nuanced thing that we have to do during the festivals, and it's actually probably a twist to the event is that they also have to submit location forms, release forms for music for their actors, for everyone on set within those 72 hours also. So there's some paperwork and some production involved. So you literally have to do everything from the front office to the back end of editing. Everything has to be done in that 72 hours. Because when we screen it, like, whatever said location, we need that location or at least to screen that,
Oh man, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, for you personally, from your seat that you sit at, what would be like the perfect next several years for Kick-Ass Film Festival? Where do you see it going? Where is it based out of? If everything went well for you guys next several years, what's kind of that pie in the sky situation you want to walk into?
At the end of the day, me and Chavez are dreamers. We're big thinkers. And there's no reason why we can't do anything. Just like on a film set, we could make any scene happen. Why not make, reality happen on the event? And we have conversations about this all the time. And just today, I was like, I think I know what the for sure next big thing is. Some of our filmmakers, I think are at a prestige where it's like, what's next? What's the next big thing? There's other filmmakers that are in the Colorado community or, in America, we don't want to silo it, but, Colorado is our focus, that are doing like huge productions, big things. Even Chavez, being one of those, elite level Colorado filmmakers. And it's like, what do we do for those guys that, we could have almost independent filmmakers event aside from Kick-Ass Film Fest that's not timed, that someone from the community has to nominate these films. Hey, I think that this film should be in this event. And we see it as being a Denver event. We see it as being a huge attraction to showcase, these are like the 6 or so best films of Colorado this year for short films, for independent filmmakers. No competition, no awards, no registration, purely nominated from, your peers in the community.
I know Jake Daggle did Pikes Peak Film Festival. You guys familiar with that?
That's that Rouse? Pikes Peak Film Fest?
I think it was Pikes Peak Film Fest, and he canceled it this year. Like he's not doing it no more. But I went to it once and they rented out like Icon.
Okay.
So like
Icon's great.
Yeah, they had all these different filmmakers from, I think they were mostly Colorado, but they were basically could be anywhere. But these were like some like good like really like people took several months on these things.
Right.
Like one of them was like this distillery documentary in Ireland, and it was just like this Colorado filmmaker. He just does really awesome documentary. I wish I could remember his name, but like they just but there was a competition aspect to that as well
Yeah.
too, like where people would submit the films and they could potentially win. But it sounds like slightly different from your vision.
Yeah, I think my, and we always want 72-hour kick-ass film fest to always be.
Absolutely, yeah.
This isn't a replacement. It's just some of those filmmakers that participate in that 72-hour, what can they do if they had all year to work on a project and then get it nominated? No constraints. Whatever you may be feeling, and then we get that to showcase it to the entire state in Denver. We invite, production houses, producers from all over the country to view these films. And then, we get put on the map essentially for, Colorado,
Hell yeah, man.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest, ambition. And, we've talked about also, can we become some level of producers for film community here in Colorado? We have a large network of actors, editors, videographers, locations through this experience. And it's like, how can we help out that way too? And we we continue to become, the advocates for Colorado film community as well, on a daily basis, even now. But, how can we just keep going with that? You know what I mean? And just want Colorado we want it to be hot for film, and we're getting there.
That's awesome, man. What a cool, ambitious goal. And by the way, Southern Colorado, we got to talk to Denver because we coming for sure, as far as a lot of cool things coming from Southern Colorado for sure. Jacob, this has been awesome, man. Thanks so much for hopping in here. I know you drove up from Pueblo.
Yeah.
This is your camera right here. Where can we find you guys?
You can find us at Kick-Ass Film Fest on all channels. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Definitely check out the YouTube. I think that one needs some love, but we have all of our films on there. So every film submission, every promotion that we've ever created is on YouTube. You go to Instagram, you see more of the community content. And I think that's an awesome way to, kind of see what we're all about. And then also, if you want to get in contact with us, you can message us there, or you could contact Kick-Ass Kick-Ass-Filmfest@gmail.com. So
Does that ever get in the way with ads? Do they ever?
no,
Okay.
no, actually, but it was funny. It was funny that you say that because we did What's Up in the 719 with Bradley Davis on KRDO. It's a morning show on Channel 13 ABC. We did that last year, and he was so nervous to say the word ass on TV, so he kept saying the kick, and I'll let you fill in the blanks.
That's
It was funny,
Oh,
but
hell no, it's a podcast, baby. No,
we've never had that issue ever, other than that. What do you mean? Oh, and the funny thing about the name is when we were working at Wake Up and I'm sitting on the couch and Chavez comes up and he goes, "What are we calling this thing?" And I said, "The Kick-Ass Film Fest." And I was just being funny. And he goes, "I like it." Wrote it down. And I go, "Yeah, I like it too." And, one of our coworkers was like, "Are you seriously going to name it that?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? It's our festival. Like, let's do it. It sounds awesome. Like, people are going to be intrigued by it. Let's do it. It's the Kick-Ass Film Fest." We never looked back. We never thought of alternatives.
Oh, that's awesome,
I
dude.
think it's good not to get hung up on names when you're first starting a business. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people will waste time. It's like that's not what the business is for.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
good to have a good name. I do believe I'd like good names.
I could go deep on that. I won't bore you, but yeah, I'm a branding designer, logo designer also. So, names is like, it's important, but let's get the business rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love it, man. Well, are tickets also for sale on for the May 3rd award ceremony as well, or?
How soon do you turn around this podcast?
This will be out in 16 days.
Yeah.
They're on sale right now. Kickassfilmfest.com.
Awesome.
Love it, brother. Well, thank you again
Yeah.
for coming on. This has been such a good time having you guys on the show. It sounds like we're kind of growing in the very same kind of aspects of things,
Yeah.
where we're kind of growing our way up north a little bit and encompassing the whole state of Colorado. So best of luck to you guys for sure.
Love it, man. And likewise. And like Chavez said, love to have you guys come out. Let's talk about doing a podcast over there. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun.
Potentially, it's a little out of our format, but
We'll help you out.
We have some cameras, I would assume.
We'll get you set up. But right on, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
all right. Well, this has been the Colorado Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.